ready. Whenever you guys are looking.
Okay. Hi there, my name is Erin Burt, and I'm the PIO for Marion County Public Works, and I'm here with Kevin Thompson, who is the Park Supervisor for Marion County Public Works, and of course, Winter, who is a 5-year-old husky who's been at the Marion County Dog Shelter for a month and is adoptable. So we're here to talk to you today about changes coming to the parks this spring. So, Kevin, tell us about one of the most exciting changes that's coming this spring, which is reservable campsites and shelters at our parks.
Absolutely. We are super excited to be able to finally get that out to the people where they can come out to our parks and make reservations beforehand. So we have an online reservation system called Camp Life that can be accessed either through our website or through directly going to Camp Life. And we can make reservations ahead of time for individual campsites. We also have picnic shelters that we are now making reservable. Just means that we're not requiring reservations for our picnic shelters, but if you choose to, you can go ahead and reserve one for a special party or an event. And that way you don't have to come at the crack of dawn to stake out your spot. You know, you're set for the day.
And so North Stadium has had campsites for a while, but they were walk-up only, is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, it was, in the past, it's been a cash only and kind of first come, first serve for those campsites. We have again shifted to making them reservable. So you can also walk up and you don't have to make a reservation ahead of time, but you do have to use our system. So if you do decide to just show up at the park, you can check with your mobile device and go to our website and then check the availability. If there's something available, you can then sign up and reserve it there on the spot. And yeah, and it is, the tent sites themselves are walk up, so you park and we have some carts there you can load your gear into and cart your stuff over to your site. And yeah.
So it's kind of the best of both worlds now, because you can reserve it ahead of time, you can walk up, find out what's available and reserve it then, but you have two different ways you're able to secure those campsites now.
Exactly, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, and what about the picnic shelters? This is really exciting too.
Yes, so we have moved forward with making those reservable. We've heard a lot of comments from the community that asking if we could do so, and so we have. And so at the parks that have shelters, which are Spong's Landing, Rogers Wayside, North Santiam, and Scotts Mills. So those parks, again, you can go online and make reservations on those. You can go online and check out the parks before you make reservations, all those kind of fun things.
And those are exciting because some of them are really big, holding up to like 75 people. So you can have a really big gathering, like a birthday party or a family reunion, and know that you will have that shelter for the whole day, and you don't have to stake it out or send someone to stand out there until the party starts.
Exactly, and that's the feedback that we've heard from the community. A lot of people are interested in having this resource for our parks, and so we've go ahead and enacted that. And again, I want to be clear that a reservation is not required for this, but you can come, if it's not reserved, you can come out and utilize that for no charge. But if you do come out and someone does have that reserved, then you would have to give up that location to the person who made the reservation.
And how far in advance can you reserve both campsites and camp shelters?
It will be a year out, and we'll see how that works out. If there's some positive or negative feedback that might help us shift and clarify that, but right now it's a year out.
Yeah, which is great for planning.
Yeah.
So the park shelters and the reservable camping is only one of the things that's changing. We also have new bike racks at at 3 of the parks.
Yeah. So Oregon Department of Transportation gave us a micro grant of $5,000 to purchase and install some bike racks around our parks. And so we have done that at 3 of our parks, and we're looking to get it at a 4th. Yeah. Winter!
She just figured out I'm out of treats.
Winter, I got some. They're right here. There you go. Yeah, there you go, Winter. So that's pretty exciting. One of the parks is Eola Bend, is where we put the bike rack. And then we also have 2 others. One's at, you found them, didn't you? Uh-oh. No,
she's ready. Oh, no!
It's the other way. Oh, no.
Sit. See, you do. She does know how to sit. She's a big
She knows
faker.
when there's treats available.
Yeah.
There you go. And so we have another one at Rogers Wayside. And then, whoop. Did you get it? There you go. Okay. We're out. We did it.
That's the end of that.
Yeah, and then we are going to be putting in another one at Parkdale, and that's one of the projects that we're working on.
And we have a survey on the website as well, where if you want other bike amenities or there's other things that would help you to use your bike more and get out and bike in Marion County, where you can fill that out and let us know what those amenities are. That would be really helpful to you.
Absolutely. We definitely always want to get feedback from the community. We want to hear what the folks want in their parks. Of course, these are county parks. These are their parks. So we're always looking to hear how we can be better, what we can improve. And so we have those surveys on our website and a couple of the links. We have some, if you happen upon the bike sign at some of our bike racks, there's a QR code. You can click on that and put in your feedback there as well. So we'd love to hear from you.
So another thing that's changing on April 1st, because that's when like reservations open up for camping and shelters and everything, is also parking. So some of our parks already had day use fees up in the canyon, correct?
Correct, yes. A number of years ago, we enacted parking fees in the North Fork region. Mm-hmm. And so that was basically North Fork Park, Bear Creek, and Salmon Falls Park. And then for parking along North Fork Road. So that was the area that has historically had parking fees. And we have expanded those to all of our parks that are on the Highway 22. So that's Niagara and Pack Saddle, Minto, and North Santiam. And then also in our most heavily used parks throughout the counties, being Spong's Landing, which is where we're at right now, and also for Scotts Mills. So the intent of that is, as costs have increased, maintenance costs have really skyrocketed in the last 5 years or so, and our program not being intended to be a general funded program. We're supposed to be self-funded, trying to get in funds from fee collections and the like, that we're trying to keep up with the costs and make sure that our level of service doesn't fall. We want to at least keep it where it's at now and hopefully get to a point where we can increase the level of service that we have. So this is going to be a big help towards that.
I mean, consumers have noticed prices going up all over the place, from construction to the grocery store, but this doesn't just affect consumer products, it also affects our maintenance costs. So I think that's something that people don't think about sometimes when they think about, well, why are you imposing fees on this area? Talk a little bit about how the parks are funded, because that's a comment we get a lot too, is, well, my tax dollars are already going to this park, why am I having to pay to park? And to be clear, the parks are always free to use. It's just a fee to park there. So explain a little bit about that.
Yeah, so as you said, and that's a great point to point out too, is that there is no entrance fee. So the park, if you bike there, if you walk there, if you skateboard there, whatever the case is, to enter the park and enjoy the park, there's no fee. But there is a fee to park in the designated parking areas. And so the program itself is built to be a self-funded enterprise program. And we get tax dollars from, we get dollars from the state, mm-hmm. That comes into our main fund. And then any other funds that we can raise is how we basically pay for our regular operations and maintenance, to keep the restrooms clean and full, and the trash cans emptied, and all the normal kind of operations that we do is funding is supposed to come from those revenues. And again, as you mentioned, it's the rising cost of everything has really hit everyone hard, including the county. So we're trying to, again, just keep up with those rising costs and make sure that our level of service doesn't fall.
And you guys have a very small staff, so it's not like there's a million people working there.
Currently we have 3 full-time field staff.
For all of the parks in Marion County.
Right, and we have 18 identified developed parks. So, and they're spread out all throughout the county. And so it's challenging with the small resources that we have to make sure that we're providing the level of service that the public expects.
So we have a new website that is online now for our parks that is a lot more visual and provides a lot more information about our parks. don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Why don't you tell us a little more about that? Because you are one of the main creators of this this whole thing. I have to say, I really appreciate all the hard work that's gone into creating this new website, because our old website that we've had in place for many, many years just was not user-friendly. People were very challenged to try to find information about parks, or if they're trying to find something, it wasn't intuitive. And the new system that we have in place, the new website, is really, really nice and very user-friendly. And I think it's really going to help educate the public. And when people are trying to look for something, they can actually find it.
Yeah, our GIS folks did a fantastic job with the visualizations and the mapping of everything. It's really amazing. Any park that you go on there, you can search by amenities. You can choose, hey, where are parks with bike racks? Where are parks with boat ramps? Where are parks with camping? And Winter, are you so excited about camping? And you can find them there. You can also do a visual search, do a location search. Every park has these great little maps that you can zoom in on. It has icons to show all the different amenities that are at that park, which makes it really easy to find what you need. If you're a parent of small children, I'm sure bathrooms are really important to you, as well as playgrounds. You can search for both of those amenities together or any of them separate. Even the trails have segments that are labeled for runners and walkers, so they know what kind of mileage the trails have. There's park history on every page, and the rules are laid out very clearly. So it is really a lot more informational than previously. So, oh my goodness, calm down, girl. So yeah, I'm definitely really excited about it, and I hope we get lots of feedback on how people are using it. There's also links to all of our park volunteer opportunities. You know, if you want to be a camp host, if you want to help at a tree planting event, or help, adopt a park. Oh my goodness, are you so excited to adopt a park?
He loves adopting parks.
Yes. And I was amazed to read that it was only 4 times a year that you have to go out and do stuff. That's a really low bar for commitment, and I think it'd be a great civics project for a group, or that's looking for a project, 4-H or Scouts or whoever.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the website. It's super exciting. And then parks projects. So you mentioned Parkdale. That's one of the parks that we're rolling out a lot of improvements for. Why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, really excited about Parkdale Park. This is one that's been in the works for many years, design and concept phase, and really has picked up steam. And we're actually making some progress here. So we have a contractor in place right now to do the work this spring and summer. And we should have the park actually completed this summer. So what we're doing is, for those who are familiar with Parkdale Park, it's been a county park for a very long time, but it's basically been utilized as an open space, is really what it is. There's some wetland features there, which is great, but it's basically a grass field and surrounded by homes. And so we're really transitioning this into a neighborhood park. Mm-hmm. So there's going to be walking trails, there's going to be playground for children. There's going to be some picnic areas and barbecues and fun things there, some educational signage about help to explain some of the wetland aspects that are really unique to that park and make them really special. And so it really fits in to help the community expand. There's basically, the trails are going to be enabling folks that are a little mobility impaired or may not be able to walk on uneven grassy terrain to have nice, well-maintained paths so that you can get around and explore the entire park, and it's going to be really exciting.
And then talk a little bit about the fire recovery. What's been going on in the parks impacted by that? Yeah,
so I think as many of us know, in 2020 the Beachy Creek fire came through and severely impacted the majority of our parks in the Santiam Canyon area. Most of them were either partially or completely burned and destroyed. Mm-hmm. And so over the last number of years, we've been working on first removing hazards and taking care of things that are dangerous, getting the trees down that were burned and would fall, clearing all that debris, getting all of the hazards taken care of, basically. And then the design phase was in place, and so we've had a whole lot of different conceptual designs of things that might happen that we could shoot for. soon. And so as we're still kind of developing what our end goal looks like for all those parks, we have been opening them. So our goal currently is to just get the parks open safely and to provide safe access down to the river, because all 7 of our parks that are on both the North Fork and the Highway 22 are along rivers there. And so that's really our focus, is to make sure there's just there are amenities there, minimum amenities, but that it's safe. And so currently, as of right now, we still have Salmon Falls and Niagara Park that are not open due to the fire.
Yeah.
But we're currently working on both of those parks and hopefully have those open soon.
And then we just did an event at Scotts Mills, oh my goodness, around tree planting, planting for emerald ash borer and trying to preserve the tree canopy up there.
Correct, yeah. Unfortunately, we do have an invasive species, the emerald ash borer beetle, and that has come in, from my understanding, from kind of the Great Lakes area, where it was unintentionally brought in from the Eurasian continent. And so it's really decimated ash trees and trees in that same family as it started to get a foothold around the country. And so just recently, Oregon has been identified as having this beetle. And so they really focus in on ash trees, and they burrow in, they lay their young in the trees, and the trees will basically eat the living tissue of the tree, the young will, and unfortunately, most of the time it kills the trees. And so what they found in other places where these insects have been established for a while is that they've lost the vast majority of their ash trees, some up to 100%. And so we're expecting some large impacts from that. And as we're trying to be proactive in assuming that we're going to be impacted, and hopefully we don't get impacted that heavily. But anyway, we are actively planting other species to take the place of the ash, and the impacts that are going to be happening usually takes between 3 to 8 years for those impacts to kind of really take place. So we're planting now. We're still hoping that the trees will get large enough and provide some canopy and shade for the park goers, and also habitat for all the wonderful animals that call our parks home.
And then lastly, Earth Day, right here in Spong's Landing, is happening, and we're really excited about that. That's put on by Marion County Public Works Environmental Services Department. It's a really educational day designed for families, residents, anybody who wants to come learn about all the sorts of different ways that we're working to preserve our environment here in Marion County, and celebrate businesses and other places that are really working on, to be sustainable. It's April 26th from 1 to 4 p.m. and we'll have, like I said, all sorts of activities for kids, educational things. We'll have repair-oriented things, so you can come down and get, like bike repair or e-waste disposal in a safe way, learn about, all the different things we're doing for water quality and waste reduction here in the county. And it's just a great time. There's free food, there's entertainment. It's a great day. So we definitely welcome everybody down here at Spong's Landing on April 26th for that. Is there anything we didn't cover?
I think just that ongoing, we in parks are looking to get more volunteer events together. Whether that's going to be for planting more trees and shrubs, or helping to restore some of our trail systems in our burnt out parks, or all those kind of things. So if you're interested, please make sure that you can look at our website and click on our volunteer page and sign up.
And you can also follow us at on social, on Facebook and Instagram at MC Environmental.
Great.
All right. I think that's it. Oh my, winter's like, I've had enough.